Good morning, everyone. My name is Savannah Kimball. I'm Marketplace Development Director at Better Business Bureau, and I'm here with my colleague, Allie Schmidt, who's Marketplace Manager for our local BBB here in DuPont. Thank you so much for participating today. We are excited to talk to you about the Business of the Year Torch Awards for Ethics program. Our purpose and goal for you today is to provide you with a basic walkthrough of the Torch Awards for Ethics program. If you have any questions at any time throughout the presentation, please type them into the questions section, which Allie will be monitoring so we can answer those throughout the program or at the end. Again, ask any questions. We're happy to assist you in the process of completing the application so you can successfully submit it. We're going to provide you with a basic walkthrough of the Torch Awards for Ethics program, and this program seeks to elevate and celebrate the commitment made by for-profit enterprises to the highest standards of leadership, character, and organizational ethics. The awards bring attention to the practices that these organizations employ to generate a high level of trust among their employees, customers, and their communities. The awards were established in 1994 and embody the BBB's mission of advancing marketplace trust. This application is so in-depth because our judges can fully discover and learn about your business. We're going to review the award requirements, criteria examples, go through the application process, and talk about what the judges are looking for in your application. But first, I would like to review the website. How do you find out more information and what it really means? So this is the BBB Northwest website. As soon as you get to it, you can see bbb.org/northwest. To get to the Torch Awards for Ethics page, it's right there, that button here. Okay? This is the main page. You can see the dates, deadlines, everything, the brief description, the general basics. To get to the nitty-gritty details is clicking that criteria button. This goes through the award requirements, which we will cover shortly, the online entry form, and the nomination form. Okay? We have the Apply Now, which is the application, and the Nominate a Company. So we're going to go through this very briefly, because we will cover it a little bit later. The difference between the application and the nomination is that anybody can nominate any business. This is specifically more consumer related. So if a consumer, maybe one of your clients, knows that you are a phenomenal business, they're going to fill out this form. They're going to tell us about what your company name, your details, how we can get a hold of you, and why you are deserving of this award. They can even include any photos or maybe of any work that you've done. And we will also require the nominator information. So this is if we need any further information about this. So we did just receive a question. To qualify, do you need 4 or more employees? You only need at least 1. Just 1 employee, and you can qualify to participate in this program. Thank you for the question, Scott. Back to the application. Here's the main application. This is what we're here to talk about today. So I'm going to begin going through the eligibility and requirements. Okay. The applying entity must have a physical location in BBB Northwest service area of Alaska, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, or Western Wyoming. Please note that the counties in Western Wyoming include Teton, Lincoln, and Uinta.
We have another question, Savannah. Our question is wondering, do you count as an employee? So I'm assuming, and if you want to clarify on this, Tom, if you mean the owner of the business counting as an employee themselves.
And yes, you do count as an employee. even if you are a sole proprietor. You'll see that many of the questions throughout the criteria involve how you provide services to your employees and what they think of your company. And we'll get into that a little bit more. And that might make it a little bit more of a challenge if you are a sole proprietor to answer these questions, but you can emphasize how you provide services ethically and with integrity to your clients and to your services, or even to your contractors or subcontractors. So yes, you do, as the owner of the company, count as an employee. Thank you, Tom. Next, the next requirement, that you have been in business for at least 3 years. This is very important because we want you to have the time to create and experiment and change your processes to work best for your business. This is why that you want that at least 3 years under your belt to make sure that you've kind of figured out what works best for your business. You also have to not have been a recipient of the Torch Awards program in the past 5 years. Okay? Please note that this requirement is calculated from the date of your entry being submitted. So the date of your entry to when you last were a recipient and received that award. Okay? So those are the basics about the eligibility and requirements. Also, you have to have earned at least a B rating and hold a satisfactory record with Better Business Bureau. Accreditation is definitely not a requirement, so non-accredited businesses and accredited businesses can both apply to this system, to this program. But you do need to make sure you're checking your rating, that you make that B rating. I know it says a B+, but it's just a B that you need to get. So how do you check your rating? Let's go through that really quick. Okay, so how you check your rating is by going to bbb.org/Northwest. That'll take you directly to where your business will be listed. So type in your business name here, type in your city and state here, or your zip code, and press search, okay? And that will get you to your business review where you can find your rating and list it and make sure you're qualified. We're gonna check it in the background once you've submitted your application anyway. So make sure that you check that first so you're not, you either are not wasting your time filling out the application, or you can contact us and find out more about if your ratings maybe just a C, a little bit lower, or if you need to contact us and figure out how you can get it back up to a B and see what's going on. Just call us and talk to us about it. We can see what we can do to see if maybe you just have a complaint that's not been resolved just yet. Okay, so the application. So this is when we get into the nitty-gritty details about this program. I'm going to pull up the application so we can look through it. Next. This is where we ask your organization information, what state you're applying. This is very important information to fill out. Total number of full-time, part-time, and contracted workers. So how should part-time subcontractors or volunteers be counted for the company size category? To clarify, subcontractors and volunteers are not included in the employee count. Full-time and part-time employees only are included in the full-time count. Another clarification, how does Better Business Bureau count the number of employees used for applicants, looking at local versus corporate, full-time, and part-time employees? We are required to use the total number of employees for all corporate locations, recognizing that 2 part-time employees equals 1 full-time employees. Make sure to include your gross revenue. I've received questions if this has to be exact. So for example, if you're having maybe your marketing manager or your office manager complete this application, try and make sure they're asking you, or you are providing at least as close as you can to a general amount, so you can fit in the correct category. Include your type of business. If you don't find yours right here, make sure to include other, and you can include it in the brief description of your organization as well, to clarify that to us. We'd like to know. Include your organization contact information. We ask for the CEO's first and last name and their contact information, but if you would rather not have the owner of the company be your contact person for this, click no. We ask then for who you want us to contact. This will help you make sure that you are either being responsive to anything that we want to clarify on, we're trying to contact you, or notify you of anything coming up. We want to make sure that we're contacting the right person that you want us to. Alrighty, back to over here. Alrighty, criteria. This is where we want to know about your business, showcase it to us. Criteria 1. Leaders are reflective and intentionally work to increase the manifestation of their own high character in the organization's culture. Ethical, enterprising leaders know that positive character traits are an essential guide to life and work. They strive to live and lead accordingly, and they intentionally seek feedback in order to make personal improvements. There are many examples provided there, but you are only required to select a minimum of 2 items to showcase your fulfillment of this section. So go through the examples and see which one you are able to showcase the best. Okay, for example, a statement of the leaders or leadership team's personal code of ethics and how this code became personally significant. Tell us your story. Another example, coaching and feedback assessments that demonstrate that leaders seek to improve their ethical leadership practices. How do you want to improve? How do you hope to improve? Or how did you improve? Okay. Next, criteria 2. Right here. All right. Leaders reinforce and build a culture of high character ethics. The leader and leadership team intentionally behave and communicate with one another, employees, and stakeholders in ways that are consistent with their beliefs. Their actions follow their words, which intentionally reinforces the character culture of their organization and builds a high-performance business model. Again, provide examples or type of response there. You can see right here under the criteria where you are able to upload up to 10 items. So if you would rather upload PDFs, you can see here that you can upload a PNG, so images. These are mainly images, Word documents, an Excel spreadsheet, PDFs, a video. These are videos right here. You can upload those. We love to see those. And you're welcome to include some comments about those photos or documents as well, if you'd like to. Some examples of criteria 2 are how the CEO or president or owner's personal code of ethics is communicated to employees, vendors, or customers. How do you communicate that you want to strive to function your business ethically and with integrity? Showcase examples of ethical challenges that you faced and how they were resolved. Any interactions with clients that you want to showcase how you functioned ethically to make sure problems were solved appropriately and with integrity. Show us that. We want to see that. We want to see what kind of hard work you did to work with your clients. Criteria 3. Leaders unify the organization around clear purpose and compelling convictions. The leader and leadership team work consistently to ensure clarity of purposes and adherence to clear convictions that motivate and unite stakeholders. By doing so, they establish and emphasize the whys of an organization. Why work here? Why be a customer? Why be a supplier? Why be who we are? How to show this? Here are some examples. How organizational statements such as vision, your mission, your core business values, your culture description, or your business purpose have been created, or in how have they been used to unite your team? Show us that. And how are these statements shared with existing and potential employees? How are you communicating how you want to run your business and how you expect your employees to function as employees in your business? Criteria 4. Leaders guide organizational performance by implementing high competency management practices. High character must be accompanied by high competency. The leader and leadership team continually manage performance by establishing goals, measuring achievement, and allocating just rewards. They establish practices that represent their commitments to the future and the means for the organization to achieve these commitments. Some examples. How are your employees demonstrating accountability for their performance and ethical behavior? How is innovation in your business encouraged and rewarded? Show us that. How can you explain that to us? Remember to look at all these different examples. These are great examples to demonstrate or showcase your business through that. And moving on to criteria 5. Leaders prize the intrinsic value of people. The leader and the leadership team adopt and implement human resource practices that prepare, continually support, and recognize and provide opportunities for growth of all staff members. So some examples are mechanisms or procedures for employee professional development. Do you have a career development plan that you are able to show us that maybe you've walked an employee through this program? Another example is showing us your termination practices that demonstrate respect of the individual. How do you let someone go from your company? How do you interact with that employee to handle that appropriately? Show us that. Criteria 6. The leader and leadership team transfer their ethical beliefs by their active engagement with their industry and the communities from which the organization derives its customers, workforce, vendors, investors, and governance. Some examples are, show us your proof of achievement with an industry benchmark for high standards of business excellence. Or do you have any contribution of funds or in-kind services to community programs that is consistent with your organization's values and character? Both are very great examples of something that you can provide us. These are kind of my submission suggestions for the basic criteria, the 6 basic criteria. We encourage you to find areas in each criteria section that best exemplify your company's practices. These are not going to all be the same, so all applications are not going to be submitting the same examples because each one is going to be tailored differently to your business. It is not necessary to address all of the suggested content, but it is recommended to send in this information if you can. Many applicants don't provide us enough information, and this is a problem. More information is better as long as it's content valuable. A great thing to think about is if you don't know why you're putting something in the application, leave it out. It's not, if you are the owner of the company or the marketing manager for the company and you yourself don't know exactly why you're including it, but you want your application to look full, don't include it. We want the content that you are most proud of. Show us your proudest moments that you think your company is deserving of recognition of. make sure you are explaining or showcasing what you're doing. Don't just explain it, showcase it. So I'm going to walk through this A through F example really quick. This is a good system to go by. You say you do. So that's a start, but where's the evidence of your statement? B, you say you do and can point to it in print. Okay, that's wonderful. We want to be able to see that trail of information. C, you say you do, you put it in print, and you can show it has been used. Okay, that is fantastic. That means you actually have put your project into place. Wonderful. But let's go further. D, combine A, B, C, and you explain how you review your practice to make it better. How have you evaluated that process in the past to see if you can take that process even further? Maybe it's your career performance plans. Do you have one in place, but maybe it's not tailoring exactly to what you're wanting it to do? Maybe you've met with employees and discussed ways that you can make it better. E, combine A, B, C, D, and you can show a trend line of improved performance. This shows that you've been doing this system for some time now. You've kind of worked on it and tried to figure out if you've provided growth for this. So you can see how you've improved. Combine all of these, and your trend line is compared to something. This means that your most recent year, you're able to go back and see what the difference is and show it to us. Show us how you have made such drastic changes for this. This is a good process to go by to see if you are fulfilling the showcase instead of just explaining. Demonstrate your examples to us, because we don't know your business. The judges won't know your business and how you function your business ethically. So show us. Some dates to remember. Since we have the nomination form and the application form and when we're going to announce the finalists, all of that stuff, these are the basics. Deadline for nomination, so that's if any company clients or consumers know of a great business that are like, yes, I want to nominate this business. That's when they need to submit their nomination by. July 10th is the deadline for applications. So businesses that submit their applications. So after June 5th, after the June 5th deadline for nominations, we will notify all the businesses that were nominated and provide them with the opportunity to submit their own applications. So they have to go through the same process as every other business. And they will have until July 10th to complete their application, just like everyone else. So July 10th is the big deadline for applications. So you still have a little over a month, which should give you plenty of time to review the application and give Allie or myself a call to ask any questions or send us an email. So after that July 10th date, we will review the applications and check out all the finalists. So anyone that is qualified, officially qualified through their BBB rating and all their criteria and requirements will be considered finalists. Finalists will then be provided to the judges for the review. Okay. The entries are evaluated by an independent voluntary panel of judges comprised of business and community leaders located in each of the BBB Northwest regions. After these independent selection committees, their scores will be put together and the recipient will be selected based on those scores. So this is not on everyone has an opinion. This is the selection committee puts together their official scores and then they're combined. Okay? Remember, since the judges do not know your organization, your written submission should provide a robust and accurate description of your organization's culture. Your application and BBB data on your BBB business review are the only information judges can use in evaluating your application. So make the judges' jobs easy. Follow the criteria and address the specific topics in the application. Otherwise, you're leaving it up to the judges to figure out what goes where. So, for example, when providing letters of customer praise, make sure to include ones that addressed how your organization responded when things went wrong. That's a great way to showcase your exemplary standards, is how well you responded to a complaint or to a struggling client or employee. Consistency and depth are also important to the judges. Show how your values are evident in your policies, your marketing, your contracts, employee expectations, and your performance reviews. Judges look for how obvious fairness is in your business. Do your contracts assure the customer of any protections? Do you offer guarantees? Are those guarantees called upon and backed by your business? Is information about your performance available to customers? Show your moments of truth or your situations of when things went wrong, and provide evidence of how your organization responded to those events in ways that are consistent with its ethics. Respond to the whole scope of your business. So your customers, your suppliers, employees, shareholders, and communities in which they do business. We've noticed that many applications only address customer practices, or some only include employee practices. Few address suppliers, owners, and communities. So that's great input to include. Another suggestion is to have a review team take a look at your application before you press that submit button. I also recommend that you put it maybe into a Word document so you can save it for your own files. That's good information for you to keep for the history of your business anyway. So provide it to maybe a couple of your own employees in your office or some clients that you trust to provide you valuable input. Does that application cover the criteria and all the suggested topics? Are business practices and evidence maybe left out accidentally? Is information included that doesn't help the case? If yes, don't include it. Take it out. Is the application a complete account of the organization's ethics practice? Make sure you're showcasing your business. Also, a fun fact about this program is that because BBB Northwest is participating in hosting this specific awards program, recipients of this local awards program then qualify to be entered into the International Torch Awards for Ethics competition. So the International Torch Awards for Ethics competition is hosted by Better Business Bureau Council. So that means that all the recipients and all Better Business Bureaus participating in this specific program compete. So this is a great opportunity for you to become nationally recognized. As you're completing your application, you'll notice that there is a Save and Continue button. This is very important to know. So right at the top of your page, right here, is that Save and Continue Later. You'll be asked to enter in your email and verify your email and save. That means a unique link will be emailed to you that will allow you to return where you left off. So make sure to check your email, maybe your junk mail. But if you ever miss this link, lose it, didn't receive it, give me a call. because I can, or even if you accidentally X out of your application prior to saving, send me an email or give me a call, because I can go in through the Survey Gizmo background account and see if I can find your application if you haven't saved. If you already saved, I will definitely receive it. I will then be able to send you that link where you will be able to continue your application. I've had a couple people call and be like, man, I have to restart and fill out all the application again, and I have the information, and they're over the moon. So please save your time, because I know it does take a lot of time to fill out this application, because we do want to know the most about your business, but we are here to help you, and we want to help as much as we can. So if you ever have any struggles, let us know, please. I hope you all have a great day. And please, again, feel free to contact me at your convenience. My phone number is 206-676-4117, and my email is savannah.kimball@thebbb.org. Even if it's just a simple question or a concern or anything like that, and ideas. We love hearing ideas for next year on how we can assist in the future. And if we didn't cover something that you think would be beneficial or would like us to cover a little bit further, let me know, because we want to definitely take that input. Alrighty, that's all I've got, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. We only took 37 minutes of your time, which is always a good thing to end early. Again, please feel free to contact myself, Savannah Kimball, or Allie Schmidt at allie.schmidt@thebbb.org or savannah.kimball@thebbb.org. And I hope you have a phenomenal day.